Hello, strangers. Strange Worlds Unlimited. I'm your host, Fred Strange, and this is Minecraft. We're gonna do a bit of a diversion from the regular thing. I've got as I said in an earlier episode, I've got a couple of other worlds that I'm kind of working on practicing with, and one of them I did basically a strip mine, a true strip mine. Basically, it is a big freaking hole in the world, digging it out. And so I want to show you that. I'm at the bottom of... The first thing I did was dig straight down, and then wound a stairwell up from it. So this is the result of the what my brother said not to do. Never dig straight down. So I did it just to have a little fun and see what happens. And so I managed to not hit. Well, I kind of ran into a cave, and I think I can show you that. I think that's this one. But then that might be this one. It might be another one. I can't remember. But then I basically I went into I dug a spiral back up, and I kind of dug out a little bit around here. I've run into all sorts of lava pits and stuff down at this level. If you listen carefully, you can probably hear them bubbling. Unfortunately, there was a gold thing down there, but there's lava right above it, so I tried to dig out the gold and then try to dig out the stone around there in order to get to it, and ran into lava, so it burnt up all the little gold thing, and I had to cover that back up. So now I'm hit. Let's see, I'm at level 5, so I'm hitting bedrock with a few things. I could dig down further. So, but this is what I'm talking about. I'm at, lava point with a lot of this stuff, and, So, let me go up my spiral here. And, I found iron deposits, coal deposits, all through here. Dug a lot of it out. Set up torches so that I don't have any monsters coming into my thing there. Gave myself a... Let's see, do I have anything? Oh, wow, I've got nothing in here, so let's... I found lapis down there, more iron, coal and stuff. Andesite, I don't necessarily need andesite. I don't need this cobblestone either. I don't need that coal. So I'll put that away. And back up more stairs here. More areas that I dug out. Oh yes. Here's the cave complex that I found. I've been slowly putting, there's more lava down there, and I've been mining bits of it out. Trying to put as much, put as many torches as I can down here so that certain creatures, like the one that you see way over there, don't come and get me. So now we're at the top. I built a little bit of a garden there. of course it's dark out here now. So I built a large, perimeter of fences, put as many torches as I can around this thing just to try to keep people away. Got my furnace and everything. So here's my strip mine. And as I went down, there's a sandy area over there. I'm practically right on the ocean. So I went out and dug up a whole bunch of sand, put it in the furnace there, and made glass. And slowly but surely made myself a glass roof. But here, this took a long time. This is a strip mine in the literal sense. I don't know how many blocks this is. Somebody could probably. Well, let me see. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 11 by 13 hole in the world. And of course, as I'm digging down, I found another cave system there, full of bad guys. So, and I found more coal down in here. So, this is just basically me going through and just this stuff. Day after day. I found a lot of coal. I found a whole lot of, found quite a bit of coal. Found quite a bit of iron. Not a whole lot else, but then again, I'm only 33 deep here. So, I have no idea where I am in relation to that big monster cave hole that I found in the, So, but that's basically, the strip mine. And of course, by doing this, I gain a whole bunch of, stuff I kind of really don't need. So, and I've just got this big stair system going up to the surface there. So, yeah. That's... And I'm sure there's got to be another cave or something on the other side of this wall here, because I keep hearing that stuff. I keep hearing things moaning at me. So that's that. Now, we're going to go into creative mode here. And this is the other thing that I've been doing. In fact, now it's creative mode, so I can do stuff like this. A while ago, I told you guys about how I made this railroad. I had two places, my original castle way off in the distance, and then I got lost and made another one way off in that distance somewhere. And basically I lost track of where that went. I thought I put markers down. No idea, no idea where it was. But I saw somebody do and I guess it's a world that it's basically you are starting off with Actually, there's two of them that are like that. That I've been seeing different people play. Basically, you start off with maybe a couple of blocks or a small little patch of land, or in some cases a tree on a dirt block, and from those things you basically have to build a world, and effectively what you get is this big floating island. And occasionally I've seen people I've seen floating islands in even floating bits of land. Usually they're like straight sticks that are just they're just floating there. There's nothing suspending them. Once the world has been made, the laws of physics don't apply unless you hit gravel, or sand, loose sand, and you dig underneath it. Then it'll fall. But if you hit any solid stone or anything like that and dig underneath it, it stays there, even if there's absolutely nothing supporting it. And so I wanted to basically create my own floating island and put a castle type thing on it. So for the past several weeks now, I came down here basically along the edge of my track to see if I could find a suitable mountain small enough that I could dig out from underneath and put a castle up on top and put a village down below. And so I came around here and I happened to look and see that mountain standing up there. Oh, shut up. There's all this gravel here. Let me demonstrate the physics here. Right? You got gravel, okay? Put nothing underneath it, the gravel falls, right? That's why that's why a lot of people suggest don't dig straight up. Don't dig straight down, because you might fall into water, you might fall into lava, you might fall into a pit full of monsters. Don't dig straight up, because you may hit gravel or sand, and if you're in, will you shut up? Just go away. Making too much noise. If you're underneath, and if you're playing in some mode that, if you're playing in survival mode and you have all this stuff, you're digging straight up, you hit gravel, and that stuff falls on you, you die. But anyway, so I saw this mountain kind of jutting up out of nowhere. And so went along found a little flat area that was and basically started digging out. So I found one little water thing that basically created this waterfall here. That was kind of already there. This went up flush against that mountain. This went flush against that. But on the other side, that's straight down. That was almost straight down into that ravine down there. And it went straight down into this. So... and I dug out everything. Just like I strip mined that, I dug out everything. I, occasionally use dynamite or whatever. That's how some of these little patches and holes, over in there came to exist. But I dynamited out, just dug up rock by rock all of this. I started here, this was kind of the flatland starting point that I dug that direction on, and I kind of dug out from there. and then everything in between. And I've since been, you know, the great thing about creative mode is that you can make anything, anywhere, anytime, anyhow. So this is still a work in progress. I made a village. You know, I got my little railroad here. I spawned villagers. There they are. You know, you create a village and these guys are supposed to just show up. These guys didn't show up, so I just spawned them. So, got a little butcher shop back there. Got more stuff over there. You know, got a cave system in there that I found in digging. Water thing, there's actually a cave underneath. Oh, and it's raining. Now, the great thing about this is that you go far enough and haha, instant roof, right? Okay, so let me show you the fun part about this. Whoop. Instant elevator. No monster's gonna follow me up here, and if I put, you know, you put enough lights around the other thing, it spawns such, you know, it keeps you from spawning. And it's snowing up here. Alright, so that's one entrance. I've got a few more out that way. There we go. I mean, I could spend, you know, I can spend this entire episode, you know, I've already spent quite a long time demonstrating the, apparently I still do have, somebody fell. Somebody fell and died. You know, more spiral staircases here. I learned my lesson on how to make these things so that they're a little bit more smooth. So we're gonna get way up high here. How do you get way up here? Excuse me, buddy. Need to get past you. Alright, top of the world. Here's everything. That's the panoramic view. One set of... Oh, I didn't dig that out yet. So, I mean, there's still a work in process to make it an actual, like, you know, castle, but, you know. There's a couple more ways down there, but, you know. Steers into another area. You know, place for cows and cows and chickens and things and stuff. So, you know, I'm right on the edge of a little watchtower out there. All of my villages and stuff. So there we go, and boom. That's what I've been able to make that's one thing that I've been able to make in experimental mode. Now, what I'm going to do here is somewhere around here So let me show you. Whoop. What else I've been doing. I'm gonna leave this place. Go show you everything else. Got gravel, and there you go. So this takes me eventually I'm gonna get rid of this because it's loud. This gets me eventually to my actual home here. Oh, did I take that out? I guess I did. Alright. And I intend on making more villages and places along the route of this train track here. Oh. Thought I'd build up enough redstone to keep me going. So just to give you an idea of vines. Lots of caves and things. More caves, more trees, more forests. So through this I've been able to experiment and, you know, see what various things do, and, you know, what does redstone do, what does that do for me. Certain things I haven't figured out yet. Oops. Oop. Use a little prodding here. Caves and goes through all sorts of little biomes around here. These villages I ran this next to, I found 2 villages already made that I ran this through, and that I ran, you know, this track by. One village. So, you know, I'll make a stop here so that, you know, I want to make this kind of like an actual rail system, you know, rail/subway system. Woo. What have you done? Alright, see what I mean? Just standing up there, you know, nothing to support it whatsoever. Yeah, that was another one I was gonna, but again, way too... Get out of the way. Yeah, that was a possibility up there. Missed. Let's see if I can get that creeper. Go away. Oh, another another minecart. Go away. Mountains and forests and trees, oh my. The biomes that I ran this thing through. Real huge lakes and things. And if you remember, I started this off in swimming as one of my markers. Okay, so there's that. Now, I've been working on another project. Here in what is basically a well, this is grassy area, and this is a, you know, good place for a subway. You know, so I'll make a very kind of modern looking subway type thing if I can manage it. But off in the distance there is more sand. A lot more sand. Sand City. That's those little snowflake-like things there, basically telling you that that is loose sand with very little support in it, and that, you know, all you need to do is place one block on top of that, and all of that crumbles. And I actually did that in one place. I'm trying to dig all this stuff out and figure out the route for my little underground sand subway here. And there's a cave system down there, so basically I've just, you know, I went through and just lit up everything, every cave I could find. Now, what I really found down here was an abandoned mine shaft, so that's something I'm really intend on exploring at some point. Get to, you know, cities and things, you know, towns and villages I can build around here, skyscrapers, whatever, you know, igloos, you know, some kind of sand igloo type things. Let's see, if I remember correctly, the way I went down there, that goes down to, it goes up and then down into a cave down there, and then that eventually gets into like an abandoned mine shaft and stuff. You know, another biome and a lake type, you know, little place to build a village or something. Horse pasture up above me here. little places to, putting stops in there just to stop. This is apparently a witch's hut, so probably not this one to stop at. And then, stop here, get out, and I'm at my old castle. And ta-da! So, yeah, that little subway system runs all underneath here. So all these little holes in the ground. If it were dark, you'd see the trail of torches I left. So it's a little hard to see now, but basically I'm going to build up, kind of a sand village subway thing there. That's the next project for that. But yeah, just, and it's the great thing you can do about creative mode. So I have rambled on and shown you guys quite a lot. This is a long way from, that's a nice long roller coaster ride there. All in an effort to find, get from that point out to another point, and I lost that point, but I've got that little castle thing. I intend on making more villages and things, maybe another village, a farm pasture there, kind of a city-ish type thing there in the sand and the surrounding trees, and then at points all along the railroad where I find an interesting biome, maybe I'll put some villages or something in this little swamp here. The one thing about Minecraft, and I'm discovering, is that you're basically, unless you're coming with unless you do a multiplayer thing, which I intend on doing. My brother's expressed an interest in doing a multiplayer thing, so that'll be stuff that we record, and I'll probably put that over on our combined channel, and I'll make links to that when that happens. But so keep an eye out on Twitter, all you Twitter followers out there. Links are down below, so that when we do the thing, it'll definitely be put on Twitter, or that I'll have I'll be saying something in whatever relevant video happens to be nearby. But unless you're doing like a large, there's really not a whole lot of population. You're kind of on your own here. You have to kind of spawn your own villagers, and I haven't really worked out how to do the interactions between yourself and the villagers yet. So there's a lot of that I got to figure out, and my brother is just a little bit more experienced, so he'll be able to tell me. But that's. This is all stuff that you can do in experimental mode, in creative mode, that would take forever and a day, and then some, to do and then, just because you've got the resources that you need in order to make this kind of thing, you have to go and find those resources. So and then you get harassed by all the various creatures that are around. See, there's some of my torches there. I'd dig through and then dig up to find out where I was, and then stick a torch next to each. each little cave, each little point that I dug into. So anyway, that's that. You've seen the strip mine. There's of course other mining techniques. You know, I'm gonna be able to see the path of my subway here. All the holes, all the caves. All the places to make a village. I mean, I dug, you know, I kind of hit this one, and you know, I put a torch there, and everything caved in. You know. So I just have to be careful about where I stick, you know, stick my buildings for any future villages. Yeah, that was the cave in right through there. Caved all of that in right there. That big ditch. So, yeah, you know. So, if you like this, go ahead, hit that like button, and share it around, and subscribe for this and a whole lot more. You know, tell me what you think about the whole strip mining thing, or you know, other ideas. What did you think of my little castle idea, my little floating island castle? What do you think of my little subway here? And of course, we'll get back to the regular survival mode in the next episode of this. And I'll be that. So leave your comments down below. Check out all the description, everything down in the description box. My Patreon page, so you can support the channel and help me come up with, you know, better games or newer games, other things to play, and just support the channel in general. And yeah, subscribe and everything. And I will see you guys in the next video. Stay strange. Bye bye.